Hi guys, this is Marcus from Rock Metal Bands. As I promised you during the video review of Smear Campaign by Napalm, which you can check out on this same channel, here is the review of Throes of Joy in the Jaws of Defeatism, which is the 16th studio album from Napalm. It was released on September 18th, 2020. By the way, if you want to read a detailed review, you can already find it on our below mentioned official website. This review is about the digipack version. You can see that 5 years have passed since the release of Amebix Predator Easy Meat. This is the longest gap between albums in Napalm history. This is due to the fact that they've decided to work more on the songwriting, on Barney's vocal delivery, because he's using several different styles, both clean and growling, and also more often screaming. The second main reason is that they have tuned the production together with longtime producer Russ Russell, who's been able to summarize cleanness, aggressiveness, together with a modern twist, like it never happened before. Mitch Harris and John Cookie divided the guitar parts depending on the songs. They don't appear in the photos, in the booklet. As you know, Mitch is just a recording and composing guy, and John Cookie is a recording and session man. He still isn't an official member of the band. As to the artwork, we can say that it was completely made by Danish illustrator Frode Sundbe Silte, who developed it with shocking imagery in order to support Barney's view on vegetarianism, fight for equality, and human rights. The digipack cost far more than others released in the same period, and I wondered why on the way back home, and when I opened it, I found out why. It cost more, but it was really worth it. And how? Not only because of 3 bonus tracks, but also because it is as thick and heavy as a book. And thirdly, because it contains an awesome Napalm patch. The lyrics are about topics such as anarchism, socialism, humanism, animal rights, xenophobia, anti-government policies, and anti-capitalism. The songs are mostly a blend of death, grind, industrial groovecore, and there is a lot of experimentation. And there are just 3 songs which are just death, grind metal. We can see that the big difference with competitors is Barney, because he made a big effort in delivering several kinds of extreme metal vocals, as well as different clean vocals, sometimes whispered, sometimes dark, sometimes baritonal, sometimes recitative. So this is one of the strong points of the record. The best songs that I'd like to invite you to listen to first are Backlash Just Because, which was originally released as a single. It's something between the diatribe stuff and the recent material. Then Contagion, because it relies on majestic opening riff, and then it contains sublime industrial refrain together with an interesting set of clean vocals. Then Invigorating Clutch, because it's basically a song with blackened vocals, and there is a threatening mid-tempo, and there are really wicked vocals as well. And then Amoral, which is one of the few songs composed musically and lyrics-wise by Shane Embury. It's accompanied by an official video, and it's really close to Killing Joke. After that, I'd like to mention Acting in Gouged Faith, which unburies mass appeal madness vibes. And finally, Bellyful of Salt and Spleen, because of its blending of Swans, Coil, Godflesh, Scorn, and similar acts. Is there something bad in this record? Well, not really, but personally I wish Barney would be more intelligible during the fast and tightest structures, and I wish he would roar more often, but I think that nowadays he's over 50 and he just can't deliver the same growls and as often as he used to do in the 90s. Like I said before, this pushed him in a way that made him produce an interesting array of different vocals, crust and clean vocals, which would never have been expected in the early 90s from the same vocalist. The good sides are decidedly perfect sequencing, diversity, aggression, anguish, accuracy, both in songwriting and performance. The record is not a completely death grind metal record, so if you're looking just for that, there are other albums out there for you. If you want to listen to a version of Napalm Death with experimentation and incorporating other genres, then this is their most successful effort in the last decade, and that's why it is recommended for fans of Amebix, Venom, Killing Joke, and the likes. So we can say that Napalm Death are like old wine, if you will, because they just get better with time. They know by experience how to be more and more interesting, and that's why I really recommend you this album. Nowadays there are many veteran metal bands out there, but most of them play it safe. Napalm Death don't want to bother you and don't want to bother themselves either, so they like to experiment, and that's why they have chosen to make their songs influenced by the best that Crust, industrial, groovecore and experimentalism can offer. And I want to invite you to like this video review, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment, if you will. To the next.